Before I get started with this story, let me give a shout out to Dark Visitor for sending it to me. And this story is so wild and has so many moving parts. It makes you wonder how and why mainstream media did not cover this story at all. And it's going to make sense even before I get even halfway through this video. And this probably what you're looking at right here probably is like, what am I looking at on my screen? Why am I seeing two girls sitting on a couch and the caption above them says, "Us remembering we found a dead body this morning"? Well, basically what happened was, and I'm going to go in order of the articles that Dark Visitor sent me because he sent me a couple of them and I don't want to go out of order. But basically what happened is you have these two girls right here, ages 16 and 17. The one on the right in the pink top, her name is Bethany Martin, and I'm not sure what the other girl's name is, but they said she was the one who was recording this incident. And basically this happened in Texas, where they found the body of this black man by the name of Marcus Adams. He was found hanging, and I'm not going to show the picture of his body. But his picture will eventually come up because there's a whole separate article pertaining to him. They found his body hanging, and on his body, he had some necklaces, like some chains. And instead of these two right here calling the authorities and saying what they found, they pull out their phones and go on Snapchat of them going up to his deceased body while it was hanging. Because he wasn't hanging from a tree. He was hanging from something pretty low because his knees was kind of on the ground. But he was still like he was still hanging by his neck. They decided to take his chains and record it of them taking his chains. And both of them were basically, they got caught because they put it online and they was arrested. So I'm going to go ahead and read the article. But first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up her mugshot. Okay, this is the mugshot of the girl in the pink top that I just showed you. I don't know why they don't have the other ones up there, but they got both of them. A pair of teenage girls found a dead man's body in a Texas drainage ditch, then shared a Snapchat video of themselves stealing his jewelry, while one of them said it complimented her own style. Bethany Martin, age 17, and her 16-year-old friend found the 25-year-old remains in southwest Bexar County on Monday morning. The younger teen who was not named told Martin she liked the man's pendant necklace, prompting the 17-year-old to remove it from his neck. She tossed the chain into the grass and gave the medallion to her friend. The girls then called another friend who arrived on the scene and called 911. Now, isn't that interesting? Instead of them calling 911, it took the other friend that they called over there to call them. All they worried about was taking this man's belongings. The teens told the responding deputies they were walking to a gas station when they noticed the victim's body in a ditch. However, the next day, authorities were anonymously provided videos that were circulating on Snapchat showing the scene before deputies arrived. One video reportedly showed Martin and her friend near the body, while the other showed the 17-year-old removing the necklace from the corpse. Martin admitted to taking the necklace and giving it to her friend. The 16-year-old who remains unnamed due to her age told police she put the man's medallion on her own gold necklace because it matched her fashion style. The teen handed the medallion over to police, who have given it to his next of kin. Martin was arrested on Tuesday and charged with theft to a human corpse or grave. Bexar County officials confirmed to the TV station her bond was set at $2,000 and she has since been released from jail. The young girl was also charged with theft to a human corpse. The homicide investigators have ruled out foul play and believe the man's death was a suicide. So first off, these girls is trash. Like, their first instinct was to take this man's belonging and put it on him because she said if she felt it was complimented her fashion sense. Not like I said, there's a whole video online, or you may or may not find it, of them actually committing the act of them walking up to this man's dead body uncensored and taking his chain, and you can actually hear them talking in the video, confirming everything that was written in this article. But I'm not going to post the video on here. I'm not even going to share it because it's real graphic. Like, that just blew my mind, just actually seeing something like that. Now, this right here is the first part. Now I'm going to go into about the person that was dead, they found dead, and stole from. Okay, so this is the picture right here of the man that they stole from, and yes, as you can see, he is a black man. Like I said, I'm doing this in pieces because this story, like, it's just crazy. And like I said, this came out back in July of this year. And usually I don't usually reach back for stories like this, but I said I just had to go back just a little bit and talk about this because I missed this story. Like, well, and it's not anybody's fault or anything like that. It's just that they didn't report it because they just ruled it out as a suicide. But even still, it still should have been covered. But the article I'm about to read from now is called businessguideafrica.com. It was posted on August 31st, 2021. It says, who was Marcus Adams? Did he commit suicide? Death details revealed. On July 31st, 2021, a video went viral on social media in the web where two girls were taking jewelry off of a dead man who was hung by his throat in southwest Bexar County, San Antonio. While the police have not revealed much information reading this case and its suspects, they have indeed reported the basic identity of the victim, who is Marcus Adams. The death of Marcus was reported on July 26 when he had been missing for over 2 days. Eventually, he was found, but unfortunately not alive. While many people are eager to find out who he is and what happened to him, other people are interested in knowing what happened in the video and analyze things themselves. Social media brings different things to people, but sometimes things are as disturbing as this makes cases even more serious because of the involvement of a huge audience. Marcus Adams was a common man aged about 25 years who lived with his family. According to his uncle, Marcus had disappeared for nearly 2 days, and after that time, there were reports of his death by the police. There is not much information regarding who he was as an individual and what he did for a living. However, he was a family man and did not have any enemies or bad deeds as per his family. With passing time, more and more information regarding him is expected to be revealed soon. The cause of Marcus Adams' death looks like a suicide, and the homicide department has also ruled his death as self-harm. However, we have not found the police to reveal much information regarding his case yet. But a majority of sources do claim that his death is ruled as suicide by the police and the homicide department. Also, looking at the clip, it does look like he hung himself and took his own life. His parents do not want to accept that their son killed himself, and neither is there anything to investigate. Bethany Martin had the courage to send snaps of the video where she along with her 16-year-old friend was taking a pendant necklace off of a dead man. In the video, she was seen removing the necklace, and her friend was making the video. Also, the man on the video was reported to be Marcus Adams, who was topless and was hanging in a rope. It has also been reported that they called a mother's friend of theirs. However, that friend did what had to be done and called 911. Another friend, I don't know, they misspelled another. Eventually, Bethany had been arrested, but there is nothing available regarding her unnamed 16-year-old friend. Regarding the video on Twitter, it says a user under the name J113044465 posted a video of the incident happening, and it was pretty disturbing. So that's that article right there. So now we got a little bit of a backstory on who Marcus Adams was, but they're still saying that they're ruling it as a suicide, even though I don't believe that it was a suicide because, like I said, black people, if they commit suicide, hanging is usually not that option that they're going to go with. Okay, so like I said, this thing continues to have moving parts. Now, the person you see on this screen is Marcus's cousin, and I believe her name is Paris because this is her YouTube. This is a thumbnail from her YouTube channel. And she made a video on her channel under the name Paris D. Empress on August 8th, 2021. And it was titled Justice for Marcus Adams. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play what she had to say right here. I'm not going to play the video itself. Y'all are just going to hear the audio. But this thumbnail, like I said, is from her YouTube channel.
I got a call from my mom. I was still at work. She was telling me that my cousin, Marcus Adams, he's 25 years old, had been found hanging from a tree. Now, that's what detectives told my aunt and my uncle. Come to find out, a day later, there was a video that was circulating around on Snapchat where was two girls, both 116, 117, that ended up filming themselves stealing a necklace off of my cousin's dead body, and that he was in a drainage ditch. So, do you see how that makes no sense? You can't go from a tree over to a drainage ditch. This is the Penn Tree location where the detectives claim to have found my cousin's body, unalived. Now, if we continue from this swing, you will see me walking yards and yards away. I'm going to keep walking. As I'm walking, I'm going to point something out. I'm going to speed up this video a little bit and then you'll see what I'm talking about. Anyone who has seen the video, this would not be on an individual if they unalive themselves. Now, truly, honestly, think of everything that I said up until this point as I'm going down this drainage ditch. And I will end up posting different angles. In the meantime, I really want you to marinate on it because it makes no sense that a body can physically go from a tree over to this area that was found on the Snapchat video. So again, here's one angle. Here's another angle. And I wanted to point something else out. That wasn't suspicious enough. Within that same day, a TikTok video was released after that eldest girl ended up being put in jail and posted bail. Her bond was $2,000. She got out fairly quickly, and one of the girls was seen wearing my dead cousin's jewelry. It was unsettling. It's still unsettling. It doesn't sit right with me. I don't want this to be a cold case. Nobody wants to set out for when a relative of theirs ends up dying suspiciously for it to be a cold case. Something has to be done. I am going to post some links underneath my description for those of you who want to donate. If you could please, if you are unable to donate to the GoFundMe, let's get some engagement going. Let's share the video. Let's like the video. Let's see, for those who want to see justice for my cousin, make this go viral. Because this hasn't just affected the millions of people who have seen the Snapchat video, but this has impacted my family directly. And I didn't think that this would happen to me and my family. And I didn't think that I would have to do any of this. Because the last time I saw him, he was alive. So, I did say that I would end up showing you guys some clips. I'm going to go ahead and do so stick around. Because I am nearing the video, and I'll also recap everything that I know, that my family knows. And I'll leave you all with that. Let's do a little bit of reading, starting with this paragraph here. Bethany Martin and her friend were arrested after they videotaped themselves stealing from a corpse on Monday. The crazy video was posted on Snapchat. It showed Martin, 17, and her 16-year-old friend stealing jewelry from a dead body that was laying in a drainage ditch. According to police, Bethany and her friend found the corpse of a 25-year-old man in a drainage ditch in Bexar County, Texas. The pair recorded the accident on Snapchat, a popular social media platform where videos are deleted after 24 hours. Police were notified of the footage and arrested the two girls on Tuesday. When questioned by the police, the younger girl explained that she wanted the man's gold pendant necklace because she thought it matched her style. The 16-year-old, who has not been named because of her age, prompted Bethany Martin to steal it from the dead body. Martin threw the chain in the nearby grass and gave the medallion to her friend. Now, there's several things about this that just seemed off, and I'll explain those in a little bit. But this sentence right here. The pair explained to police that they were walking to a gas station when they found the dead body near the intersection of Sunday Song and Charismatic in southwest Bexar County. Though they admitted to stealing from the corpse, Martin and her friend claimed they had nothing to do with his death. How very specific that you would even make a statement like that, considering how nonchalant you all were prior in the Snapchat video. And then on top of that, there was a male voice that was actually recording it, saying, "Don't touch it with your hands. Fingerprints on the body." Again, you want us to believe that you went through a construction zone of all places just to go to the gas station? Let me show you guys something. So in the article, it said that they were trying to go to a gas station. There's only two in this area. It's a Shell, and it's also a Quick Trip, which is really not that far from each other. In order to access it, you would end up having to go through the 1604. There are several different ways, but let me go ahead and demonstrate according to them where they may have come from. So there's that area, that's where he was found. That's where the police said that he was found, and then here's them basically saying that that's what they were trying to do. When there's a whole bunch other ways to get there. So, run that by me again. So let's go ahead and put everything together. To start off, my family was told that he unalived himself in a tree. That turned out to be false. My family was also told that it was two 13-year-old boys who had found him. That turned out to be false. My family was told that they get the medallion back. They have not gotten the medallion back nor the phone. And at this point, we just want a second autopsy.
Okay. So y'all just heard that right there, and like I said, that came from his cousin, who you see right here on the screen. Now there's one more bit of one more clip that I want you all to hear, and that is I think this is probably the most recent video that was done by his cousin, and that was the second autopsy that the family got on their family member.
Hello everyone. I just wanted to give you all a quick update pertaining to my cousin Marcus Adams. This update is going to entail clarification on some information that was put out there, where we are in the whole entire process regarding the second autopsy, and what steps we are going to end up making. To preface this though, I did want to say one thing. Thank you for all of you who have contributed, be it sending your condolences, be it just caring. Giving to the GoFundMe, we do appreciate it, and your efforts have not gone unnoticed. And this also inadvertently lets us know that although I wouldn't wish this on anybody, what moves you would end up making if it was you or somebody that you knew. Doesn't even have to be your family. So, going to the clarification, I did speak with my uncle, and he did confirm with me that my cousin did not know the two girls. He only knew of them. The individual that he did know was the one that was filming the Snapchat video, which is not a lie. We all see you. However, moving on, I'm going to get to the matter at hand, which is my cousin's second autopsy. It did come back inconclusive with no signs of strangulation or him unaliving himself. And for that, we will take matters into a legal route. That's all I have for today. Y'all take care.
Okay, so that was the last bit of information that I can give y'all pertaining to this story so far. And seeing as how this has so many moving parts, I'm going to try my best to stay on top of this, because now I'm like invested into it to see where it is going to go going forward. But again, shout out to Dark Visitor for sending me this information, because I genuinely did not know that this even happened. And that's on purpose, you know. And it's crazy because, you know, you have his cousin right here who I have to give a huge kudos to, that she's staying on top of this on behalf of her family. Like, she's literally become like a PI for her own family with this case involving her cousin, and she's really staying on top of it. And, you know, sometimes that's what it boils down to. It reminds me of a story that I did last year. It was last year, the year before, of the of another a family member going after the person who was involved with the murder of her cousin. I believe it was her brother. I can't remember. Some of y'all know exactly what I'm talking about. And she took matters into her own hands because she's like, the police, they are slack and everything like that. So what we have learned so far, without like going over every single detail that we already just heard, is that it started from two girls taking his necklace, finding his body, not caring that they see a deceased body right there, and calling 911, but just taking his property. Then we found out that not only did they take his necklace, but they also took his phone. That the person recording the video, she said it was a man's voice, so it was a man recording the video. She says that he didn't know these two girls personally. He said he just knew of them, but they said that he knew the man recording it. So that right there, the fact that he knew the person recording, it like sounds like it was a setup. It sounds like to me like this guy was taken out. It doesn't sound like he committed suicide. Then the cops lied, saying that they found that two boys found him. Then they said they found him in a park or some open area when he was really found aside of a drainage ditch. No, they said they found him hanging from a tree when he wasn't hanging from a tree. He was actually found in the drainage ditch. The girls actually had the nerve to get on Snapchat while wearing his jewelry. They said they never recovered his jewelry or the phone that was taken. Like, it just, like I said, it's so many moving parts. And then the autopsy came back and said that it was inconclusive with him committing suicide. So someone definitely took him out. So this video or this audio that you just heard was from 2 weeks ago. It was posted on August 21st, 2021. And this is the last thing that I saw that was posted up on her channel. So I'm going to continue to check periodically and see what else comes of this. But yeah, this story right here is like exactly why, you know, you need the voices of the new black media, because mainstream media ain't gonna really touch on it the way that we are. And I'm just so glad that she's decided to stay on top of this, because if she didn't, this was like we wouldn't have known. We wouldn't have known this had even existed. And shout out to Dark Visitor, because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have known this story had existed. I didn't know. We talking about something that happened at the end of July, and here we are in mid-September. And she said in herself in the video, she said she doesn't want this to become a cold case where they just kind of drop it and you don't have really like any consequences, or you're just left with more questions that need answering. But definitely, I offer my condolences to her and her family, you know, on behalf of them losing their cousin in such a way, and then pretty much just being treated like trash. Because to record someone who's dead and then take their belongings, like, you are one of the worst people on the planet, and I don't want them to try to be giving no sympathy or empathy to these two girls because of their ages. Fuck that. They took this man's belongings while he was dead, and instead of calling the authorities right then and there, that they thought it was a good idea to take his stuff, and then get on Snapchat and talk about how they found his dead body, and then had the nerve to wear his belongings while doing it. That just shows the mentality they have, and I hope they get ostracized in their lives, I should say, for as long as possible. But I'm gonna go ahead and end the video on that note. I know some of y'all are probably fuming right now in the comment section, and rightfully so. And with that being said, y'all let me know what y'all think, and I'll talk to you in the next one.